Troy Galloway is a construction manager and consultant, commercial and residential builder, and a certified inspector for all commercial and residential buildings. And now, here is About the House with Troy Galloway.
Welcome back, folks, to About the House. This is your humble host, Troy Galloway, owner of Galloway Building Services. We really appreciate everybody joining us. This is an absolutely unique show. We have everything about your home. We talk about things from real estate to investing to electrical, all kinds of different products, all kinds of different systems about your home. And what makes this episode so awesome about this show is that it's like an audio university. There is just so much information that you can go back and re-listen to. Actually, I was just talking to some folks today at a presentation that I was doing for a real estate broker company, and they was talking about how they actually share this information with their other customers that on any different particular ideas or projects that they was wanting. So, man, share it with everybody. We just love it that everybody's joining us. Hey, just like this show here, my company, Galloway Building Services, it's absolutely unique. We do things that no other type of inspection company does in the Midwest. We do home and building inspections. We do commercial inspections, but we also do construction inspections. So if you got a project that you want to make sure is being done right, or you just know it's not being done right, you need somebody to help you out, you give us a call. We come in to help you with that. We help you with all types of litigation, construction litigation work. We are registered in the state of Missouri for construction litigation, expert witnessing. So we can help you with that. And any kind of other type of construction needs that you need or that you have. We also, because I've been around for so long and have met so many great people, I have a whole great list of referrals of people that you can listen to or to contact. And this is one of the people right here that's joining us today. We got Matt Walt back with Beishir, and he did a show with us a couple of years ago, and he promised to come back. We finally got him to join us. And hey, Matt, thank you for joining us. Kind of jump in, and because it's been a couple of years, tell people who you are and a little bit about your company and what made you even get into this industry.
Thanks, Troy, for having me today. I'm Matt Walt with Beishir Audio, Video, and Home Automation. Beishir's been around for over 40 years. Started out in the locksmith industry, so making keys and all of that, and then got into the security world with card access control, security. Focused more on the commercial world of things, if you will. And several years ago, they broke out into the audio video side of the business. That includes TVs, home automation, security. One button to make your home do various things. From indoors, outside your home, the whole bit.
Beishir is a great company, and I knew him back for years ago, probably when they first 40 some years ago, probably. But what made you get interested in this particular field?
So the electronics world has always been an interest to me. Tinkering with the components and stuff like that, and I've always enjoyed doing that design work. Having that vision and seeing, hey, this is what you want the room to look like in terms of automating your home or installing a system, whether it be a media room or an outdoor living space that, is surrounded by that, TV or audio system. That's always been a passion of mine. Having, lights come on at various times or controlling everything through a smart app or remote. I mean, it's something I've always enjoyed doing. Beishir is just a name of, having that family-owned business that really cares about their clients, and they've been around forever, so they have the name that backs it up.
Oh, and actually, I met them folks years ago. They was great then, and they've really grown. I don't blame you for one. That's a good area, a good company to hook up with. So I'm tickled. Okay, so I got to give a little bit of a disclosure here, everybody. I've known Matt since he was just a young man 40 years ago. I think you're 40 years old now about. So I've known Matt for a long time. He went to, we was just teasing about Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. He was in my boys pack, and they went to school together. So I've known Matt for a great long time. You're a I guess you're salespeople or sales manager or something for Beishir now. And folks, a lot of these guys out there now, I pick on Matt pretty hard. But because he's not a salesman. What he really is he's somebody that's going to direct you in what you need. He doesn't sell you anything. He helps guide you. And that's what I really like about you, Matt, is you don't try to sell anybody anything. You try to educate them like you're doing here today. And that's why everybody loves you when I get said, I love to refer Matt because I look good. Yeah. So am I doing it for Matt or am I doing it for me? Anyway, that's my disclosure. I had to tell everybody because I know some of you folks out there already know that. But you hear the words home automation used a lot out there. To kind of explain what that really means, because that's a big word, and old people like me, we're not quite grasping what a home automation is. Is that where you put your car? I know better, but hey, help us out here.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about how we're controlling our home and how, a series of events can trigger other things. So, for example, a lot of the alarm systems that we do, just, one-touch operation, can lock your doors, can set your thermostat, can arm your alarm system, can turn on your cameras, just simple things like that in terms of automating your home. In, the audio-video world, kind of the same thing, pressing play on your favorite movie can dim the lights, turn on the TV, press play on the movie, the whole bit. So it's about automating that home to where, making it very easy to use, one touch operation to do it all.
That's awesome. Now, I guess it's all done by internet, or how does that work? Is it timers, or what happens there?
A lot of the components today are sitting on your network. So it has this network infrastructure in the home to where everything is online and connected. And so, using your smartphone, using a smart app, even a standalone remote control, all of those devices now are talking on the network. They're sitting on the network and they're talking to those devices.
Yeah. So if you're not computer savvy, like a lot of us older folks aren't, I guess you just set it up so it's already automated. We don't have to do anything but call Matt and say, hey, we want this or that?
Correct.
Good. That's great. I don't send me a manual.
We want to make it easy.
Yeah, I like that. Because I don't, and besides these manuals, the older I get, the smaller the print is.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah.
Not to mention it comes in so many different languages.
Oh, yeah.
And I have trouble with English, let alone I don't even know what that is. So we talk about home automation, and so that's really great. Now, so a lot of our shows out here go to people in construction. And so when I teach at the college, we have a lot building science classes. We get a lot of construction trades. As a matter of fact, a cheap plug for me real quick is that we're getting ready to put online a full certified course on how to be a general contractor. So as we're educating these people, tell me what types of trades are people that would need you or when they might need you, kind of guide to, help us out here.
We work with a lot of general contractors. The earliest that we can get involved in projects, so whether it's a remodeling of a living space, kitchen, that type of stuff, to where we need to make sure we can integrate everything from speakers to TVs to parts of security systems, cameras, any type of controlled lighting, those types of things. We'll work with those general contractors and then also work with those other trades that are involved, including electricians, landscapers, interior designers, those types of things that we put our feet on the ground as early as possible in those projects so we can make sure everything goes right.
Now, say if they I'm sure you want to be involved at the architect stage, if at all possible, but say if they they didn't think about it, which is common, you know.
Very common.
I guess you could still jump in, or if it's a remodel job, can you jump in and help?
Absolutely. Obviously, we like to get involved in the sooner, but a lot of what we do is getting involved because nobody thinks about this stuff at the drawing stages. You know, they don't think about, hey, where are these components going to go? How are we going to control these items? That type of stuff. It's all thought about after every other trade, you know.
Right. Well,
so it's a lot of our business. We come in and we can do that.
So I'm glad you said low voltage, because I know, and I talk to people, a lot of folks don't quite understand when they think electrician, they think low voltage, but most electricians are not low voltage. So tell the folks what's the difference between your type of electrician and the other type of electricians, because you're doing electrical work.
Well, we're doing low voltage, so we're not doing the outlets and the switches and those things. We have a lot of electricians that we work with, and we have a lot of electricians that refer us. So, for example, a lot of the lighting control systems that we do, we come in, we can program the system and everything like that, but we depend on these electricians to make sure that that portion of the install is done correctly, that portion of the design is done correctly.
So I am going to give you a referral to Eco Power. Was on Kent and his wife Amanda, and you might know them folks. A great couple. Oh, they're so cute. And she got onto him so much about you got to listen to the radio show, folks. Eco Power. But now they specifically work with trying to make your home more energy efficient. That probably you two could maybe pair off and work together, because I know he doesn't do the low voltage, at least not that I know of. Is that something that
absolutely? Yeah, absolutely.
So electricians would be a good source of leads for you.
Yes, Troy. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, great. I'll pass that referral into you, and you'll love their couples, and because they do network, they're out there networking like you are too every day, and they're great folks. So help me out. What other trades or other folks? That you sound like you're out on the job sites a lot before, and I guess during also?
Yes.
Well, you said you work with the people. How does that work? So now as a builder, I know I got these specific people come in, and I'm going to get you into order here. So I know that my mechanicals always go in first. My tenors, HVAC guys, so and then my plumbers, and then my electricians. Where does it fit for you? Do you want to be in before the electrician or after the electrician? Or during the electrician? We
work a lot of times side by side with the electrician. Ultimately, we can save a lot of time by doing it that way. HVAC needs to be done. Those HVAC guys don't like it when we tell them to move their stuff. So we kind of wait for them to finish up. But a lot of the thermostats now and stuff like that are controlled. So there's conversations we need to have and things we need to bring up with them. We always like to kind of do another walkthrough before drywall goes up and all that. They don't like it when you tell them to bring the drywall down.
No, and I tell you, I do find that with more of outlets is that, and this is folks, listen to this. This is a good tip. Is that when I build a house, I always take my spray paint. And I use the design or the symbols that we use on our blueprints. And I post where I got an outlet, switches, and these things. And so as that, if it gets covered up, and it does, you don't have to take the drywall down. We'll pretty much know where the stuff's at. So, and I do the final. Now, I always like to walk through with my customers while we're still at that frame, right after framing stage. Do you like that? Does that help you, or does it make it much difference? Because you live in a world that's different than the rest of us. This wireless world. I don't know.
I mean, we're still using wires. Wireless is, anytime we can get a hard wire to where it needs to go, we do it. It makes so much more sense. And sound and TVs and everything like that, cameras. You're hearing that wireless terminology being used, but we still got to power those devices, which requires a wire.
I just didn't. Well, that's why I asked, because we kind of get confused out there. It is a confusing world, and
right.
And this home automation, and as you're in a technology, I'm going to call you a technology expert. Because you've helped me tremendous, and a heck of a lot out there. But so what other so you specifically are not just doing inside. It sounds like you're doing now. Hey, it's getting on springtime, so forgive me, folks. I'm thinking outside, but you do a lot of stuff outside too. You said earlier at the beginning of what was you calling it? Outdoor dining or entertainment? What did you? How'd you
outdoor entertainment spaces. This is the time of year where people are wanting to spend more time outside. So we do a lot of like landscape audio systems around living spaces that are outside, pools. Being able to design a audio system that, doesn't blow the neighbors away, but will sound good, where you're at and allow you to entertain. A lot of systems like that. Outdoor TVs, being able to have a TV outside where you don't have to worry about St. Louis humidity or any type of weather changes that can be outside all year round. I mean, those are a lot of things that are happening right now. With those outdoor projects.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So they got TV sets now are they waterproof or are they just environmental proof?
You can hose some of these down.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. So what about, do you pick up outdoors? Now we're talking entertainment. What other things can we do out there with our entertainment that are people doing? I really don't know.
Well, not just entertainment, a lot of security items and camera solutions, especially if you're out there redesigning the space. We'll kind of take a look at, hey, while we're out here, don't you want to see if anybody's using your pool when you're not home? That type of stuff that we kind of take a look at. Look at how we can wire those spaces for cameras, for security. Also, automating the lighting out there is huge for outside, especially from a security perspective, having the lights smart enough to know when to come on, when to turn off, that type of stuff.
I'll be darned. Well, and I see it, of course, during the holidays like Halloween. I guess that's a holiday. It is in my little world. But we see a lot of the neighbors getting together and watching TV. I see a lot of outside. But I'm also seeing the Super Bowl, where people are literally getting outside, if the weather is accommodating and watching TV. That just sounds wild to me.
Oh, it's neat. It's neat.
So I know it's a stupid question, but I see some of them like talking rocks. What is that?
the rocks that are speakers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still around. The speakers we do the most of now, they look like landscape lighting, so they're more visually appealing than a fake
rock.
The
talking rock. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, first time I saw a talking rock, I'm thinking, man, I'm not even been drinking yet. And I think I've already had too much.
I mean, we've put speakers in trees, and I mean, it's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with outdoor speakers.
No, another crazy question. If I'm talking about security, can I actually get one of them that actually will pick up unwanted movement and have it talk to it? And say, hey, what the heck are you doing in my yard?
Yes, and you can not only have it talk, but you can have it flash light. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So I'll turn on the light so when the coyotes come, we got a lot of coyote problem around here.
I mean, we could talk to the coyotes if you want.
We talk about architects, and we talk about if the job's already started. Now, I know I refer you a lot of times to people the home's already done. It's already fixed. They're not going to really do much remodeling. Can you work with them kind of folks too to bring in like an entertainment center or something, or what do you call it, the sound room or whatever, the media rooms, which is really popular, I guess, in man caves now.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of media rooms and theater rooms. Whether it's a dedicated room or taking an existing space and transforming it into some type of media room, to where we can, hide components, hide speakers, or, even have a completely dedicated room that you do nothing but, watch movies or TV.
In that kind of case right there, because it's like we're in this room here, and as Joey was talking to us about the sounding and stuff, do you guys now in an existing area, what do you do to help direct the folks in doing so the sound is good in the room? Because we're not for echoing or, please excuse my ignorance of this kind of stuff. I'm a little hard hearing. So, but I mean, can you help the folks out with that? Or, I mean, how does that work? Explain that to us.
So a lot of the 2-story spaces and open floor plans and everything does cause more echoes to happen in a space. Different things that we can do in terms of the design is, obviously some of the speaker placement can help out with that. Also, we look at, do you have hard floor carpet? Are you open to doing an area rug? What's hanging on the walls? There's all kinds of things that can help deaden the sound for particular rooms.
We hear about them do-it-yourselfer kind of companies out there, and I have never been in a do-it-yourselfer media room or any of that ever. It was almost an embarrassment, and so I mean, can people do it themselves to do what you? I mean, I've lived because these projects we build sometimes. There's like a zillion wires. I mean, can people actually do this themselves? I mean, I sure wouldn't recommend it, but what do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, having a professional look at those type of items, actually knowing what each wire is for, where it goes, what it does, especially if you're not the original owner of the home and you're trying to make sense of existing equipment that's in the home, having a professional look at it is ideal.
Now, is this getting a lot more popular, the media rooms? We see some of it. Is it getting to be pretty popular now? I mean, with more and more people, or is it with the COVID? What I'm thinking, that's why I'm asking, more people are stuck in their home. Do you see an uptake in business? I mean, because of the people having to stay at home, not having the opportunity to get out.
Oh, absolutely.
To go to people, we can't even go to the movie house anymore.
Well, right. Yeah. So, I mean, more people are taking those types of things into consideration and fixing up these rooms, so that they can spend more time at home and accomplish the things they want to. Also, working from home, more people are taking that technology and, implementing it into the spaces so that they can do these, video conferences and meetings from home. We're definitely seeing an uptick with that with COVID.
I would think so, and I think that's kind of the way of the future. I think we're going to see a lot less people. I'm sorry about the movie houses. I really enjoyed them. But they just, I don't know. They're going to be a while coming back. People just not feeling safe, where they can have their friends and family come over after they do and show off, right? Show off what they've just did.
Right.
I'm getting ready to do some workout in St. Albans, and which people I know on this radio show don't really know what St. Albans is, but them it's more of an upper end scale homes. Mm-hmm. And naturally the people on the upper end scale, they can afford this. But what about people like you and me, working people, I mean, is this something that we can get you and to help us get something on a more moderate scale, maybe, that we can afford?
Absolutely. We scale it on all sides. So there's always things we can look at. You're right. It goes to all extremes, depending on what you want. But, we still do the simple installs, the simple automation projects to get people going.
I'm laughing because you say simple. What you call simple, folks, is way beyond most of us. So, yeah, them zillion wires. Woo! Yeah. I mean, wow. So, do you guys have a showroom or something that that folks can come to see what you have, or do you come to their house? How is best for the folks to just do this?
We can do both. We do prefer to come out to the home, kind of look at what's there, especially if it's a zillion wires that we need to make sense of. It makes a lot more sense to look at that in the home versus having you in. So a lot of what we do, we come out to the home, take a look at what you have. Look at the space, look at what you're trying to accomplish.
Okay. So if you already got a project, you're past the blueprint stage, that'd be a great time to have you come out there. Well, I have to try to remember that when I do more new construction inspections. I have to let the folks know, hey, did you think about this?
Right.
I think a lot of them, they're so, builders don't really think of selling that extra add-on when, they got so much other, but they do sell a lot of security systems.
Correct.
So with the security as it's growing and changing and seems like it's evolving to be more and more wireless, kind of walk us through, talk to us a little bit about what's new out there, what's coming, what's no longer out there.
Sure. From a security side, having the ability to arm and disarm the system remotely. Everything now is on a smart app, so you can check on the status of your home or your business, whether you're home and when you're away. Being able to see who's coming and going, meaning, if you I want to know when my daughter's getting home and disarming the alarm system.
You want to know what time your daughter's getting home. So you can set the alarm. Woo!
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
So I don't mean to interrupt, but I got to tell you about my security system that I used on Harley, my oldest son, one time.
Right.
And so what he had a little girlfriend, and he was sneaking out the window at night to go chase that little girl. And I knew that he had been because I could see the mulch had been moved around outside his window. So now this is the old-fashioned, got to remember, folks, I'm an old country boy here, so I had to use old country boy technology. So what I did is I took thorns off an old hedge tree, and I put them around the mulch. And then I put the mulch on top of it, so when he jumped out, I heard him, and his mother, we heard him screaming, "Ah!" Oh, we never said a word. He knew he got caught. So with the new technology, what you got to snitch him out as they come and go?
Well, we don't.
Kid alert.
I guess we need some of your technologies to keep the kids in the house, right?
Yeah. Well, that's one thing they don't know how to disarm.
Right. Yeah, no, I mean, it's, everything, a lot of the systems are getting better. They, we can integrate locks, thermostats, overhead garage doors, all types of cameras. Doorbell cameras are becoming popular. Being able to set up different alerts, motion alerts, that type of stuff.
I mean, does it let family members know that you're coming and going, or
the systems do have some sort of delay? So in the example with the kid coming over to let the dog out, the system doesn't just go off automatically if they're walking through the front door. The systems are still tied to the police and the fire and everything like that. But our monitoring station will call the owner and say, hey, we noticed this, the alarm went off. Are you okay? Is everybody okay? And if we need to dispatch, we'll dispatch.
I gave one a show here a few months ago or a year or so ago about the different alerts. So we had the smoke alarms, but we also had water alarms and carbon monoxide alarms. I mean, I guess you incorporate, or can you incorporate all that into your systems?
Absolutely. So, especially with the weather we had a couple weeks ago, or frozen pipes.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's what I'm headed with that.
And we need to know if there's water in the basement, and, vacation homes are a big one as well. Mm-hmm. So being able to know if a pipe burst or if there's water that's filling up. Same thing with, like you said, with carbon monoxide, we can integrate those detectors to be able to catch that and report to either the homeowner or to a monitoring station and say, hey, this is what's going on.
And that all has to be, that's all through the internet now.
It's all through cellular. So it communicates over the cellular towers.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, help me out here, because I am cellular. What's the difference between that and internet?
So internet is like your internet service provider that comes into the house. Your cellular communication, like your cell phone, you don't have to have an internet connection to use your cell phone.
Oh, see, okay. So if I don't have it, but I have cell phone, like a hotspot.
Correct.
Would that work?
So the alarm systems have their own cellular radio that they use to communicate to the cellular towers separately. Doesn't have anything to do with your cell phone plan or anything.
Oh, that's interesting. Because almost everybody's got cell phone access.
Correct.
But not everybody's got internet access.
Right. Or reliable internet.
Yeah, or reliable internet. Yeah. So with that happening with this last storm that went through here, what other kind of things can we be alerted about besides gas or water or
gas, water,
the furnace going out maybe or something? I'm asking. I don't know. I mean,
sure. So obviously, if power goes out, you'll be alerted on stuff like that. So we can kind of keep an eye on all facets of the home. But just if you have motion outside your house and you want to be alerted, I like to know when my kids are coming and going and that type of stuff. So you could set up alerts for all types of things, whether the door is locked or unlocked. You could set up timers for that. Meaning if your doors are unlocked for a certain amount of time, and you want to know that, you can set that up.
Okay.
If your liquor cabinet door is open for a certain amount of time,
yeah,
we can go down all kinds of different ways with that.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So I'm interested more about for me for security, but the home automation. What is that? I want to bounce back to that a little bit. Because we all know, a lot of us know about the security, but this home automation, can talk to us about all the different facets out there? Can we turn a coffee pot on before I come home? Can I actually start my microwave or my oven if I set something in? It sounds like the Jetsons for us older folks that actually remember the Jetsons.
Well, yeah, and now you're incorporating, voice control. So being able to say a series of words and making things happen in your house. So, for example, Troy, you would wake up in the morning, say good morning, your lights would come on, your doors would unlock, your security system would disarm, your favorite Beatles song would come on the radio. I mean, the list goes on and on and on just by saying a few simple words to make that happen.
So we can actually set that all up for that kind of activity too. I just know that there's just so many neat things that are happening out there, and it's what we're trying to do is teach the people. What can we? I'm gonna wander into the commercial world if you don't mind a little bit, and educate the folks of what we should be looking for in a commercial building. So my restaurant or whatever kind of business I may have, maybe it's warehouse or maybe it's a office building.
So, right off the bat, we look at, security and cameras for those types of businesses. In the warehouse space and everything, we always look at different types of card access and access control. So being able to, either punch in a code or use a card access to get into the business. For restaurants, we do a lot of, monitoring of the temperature of the freezers and devices that need to stay cool. So we can tie those types of things into the alarm system as well.
So we've seen a lot on, maybe some of us have been watching too much TV during this COVID stuff, but, we see a lot on our different kind of shows that people like eye recognition, facial recognition for activation.
Absolutely.
So if you got your hands full, is this just sci-fi or is this really happening for residential people too? Business for the government. Maybe.
Absolutely, yes. And even with the COVID and everything, cameras that take your temperature right when you walk into the place of business, that type of thing, can tell if you're wearing a mask or not.
Really?
Yes, sir.
So if my child, which my children are all grown, if they're telling me they don't feel good, I could just have them run right over. They could be scanned in their bedroom. No, your temperature's fine. You're getting up.
Yeah.
So I never really thought about that, but I guess if you had like a facial recognition, that'd be great if you got your hands full or something.
Absolutely.
When the people walk into their home and it's nighttime and they got their keys or and unlocking their door, what kind of security measures can you have that's already happening before I put myself into a vulnerable position? Because once I open up that door and I put my keys in it, I am not looking around me, and I'm very vulnerable. I mean, what do you have out there that could guide the folks for this?
The big thing with that is lighting control, having certain things happen when you get home. So, being able to detect, hey, the garage door opened, let's turn the light on, let's light a pathway into the house automatically. Let's not unlock the door until we get close enough to the door, those types of things. You never want to enter a house in the dark.
No.
So
not unless you're the daughter and you're sneaking in the middle of the night.
But
Matt's going to go home and somebody's going to get in trouble and somebody's going to say, "That's Troy Galloway. That's it."
Yeah. So, having lighting tied to the security portion, having, lighting's a big thing with that, making sure that you do not enter the home or business in the dark. And then, when your employees go home for the night and you shut the business down, having the lights automatically go off, conserving energy, having all the doors automatically lock, that type of stuff.
What about sound? Do you got things that activate like sounds or sirens or any kind of motion noise activators? Is that, I don't even know if that's the right word.
From a security standpoint, absolutely. Having a siren go off. Like we talked about with the cameras, there's cameras out now that'll yell at you if you're on the property, and alert you.
So now we got these new and codes are changing out there with our GFCIs on our sump pits. Sump pits, actually, folks, are for those who don't know, for those who got basements, that's that little hole in the ground that has a pump in it that pumps the groundwater out. But if that goes out, which new GFCIs are supposed to, they're making us put them on GFCIs, but they have an alarm system. Is that something that's separate of you folks, or is that part of what you incorporate or can incorporate?
That would be something that we would work with like you or an electrician, and having that portion in, but also set up a separate alert so that you get an alert on your smartphone that says, "Hey, there's an issue." And so then you can get somebody over there to take a look at it before there's a bigger issue.
Okay, well that's good to know, especially for that. I'm thinking of myself, for coyotes. I'm going back to the coyote thing again because of my little dog, and I don't want my dog to be out there, and if something made noise, it would scare it away. Or, and I was just thinking that might not be such a bad idea, especially at this time of the year. They're actually breeding, so we read in the paper that they're more of a problem for our cats and our dogs out there. So that's why I was just thinking that out loud, not necessarily snitching out the kids as they come in. But boy, wouldn't that be funny though? Wouldn't that just be hilarious? Your kids coming in, sneaking in, it's already preempted, and as soon as they cross that spot that you change regularly. What time is it? Are you on time? Did you call home? Oh, that would be so funny.
It would be.
Oh, you can see I'm a grandparent. I've been sitting around thinking of these things to pick on the children forever. But anyway, so what kind of new technologies can we be looking for that's not here today? Can you give us any sneak previews of what's on the horizon?
Yeah.
Because, things are happening fast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, TVs are getting bigger, thinner. The big thing now is how to hide everything. How are we going to hide speakers and components so that you don't see them? Where can we put all these components and make sure they're just completely out of mind and make everything work? But the whole design element of everything, from motorized shades and having all the color and everything kind of match. That's probably the biggest thing right now from a design, how to make the design of everything fit into the home.
Well, you're talking about design and fitting into the home sound systems. I'm from the old school where the speakers, the bigger the speaker, the better, and if it took up half the wall, how cool. But wow. I'm seeing now, maybe just my hard hearing, but these speakers are so small.
Oh, yes.
And they sound just as good.
Yeah, and we can, we get them to where they're the same shape as like a can light, and they're installed in a way to match the cosmetics of the cans and everything like that. Oh, absolutely.
Now we're getting ready to do some home programs on it's green energy homes and things. Do you have any kind of things out there or technology out there that tells me when I'm losing too much energy? Maybe my energy bill, for instance, I something like, something blew out and now all of a sudden my furnace is running more, or if I'm getting cold air coming in from an area that's not, or even like just anything like that. Or, the home automation in the green energy field. What's happening there?
A lot of times we'll work with, again, somebody like you to make those kind of systems in place. So if we're trying to monitor the HVAC, those just as the example that you gave, being able to monitor those things and help with energy efficiency. Same thing with like controlled lighting.
We're getting into now, a lot of the power companies now are starting, instead of charging so much for a deposit, they're letting you pay by the month. And only for the energy usage. So you prepay for X amount of kilowatt hours or so much energy used. And that's why I was thinking, we would kind of want to know if my refrigerator is going on the blitz or I'm using more power. What kind of systems are out there to help us watch our energy consumption or loss of?
So something like that, specifically with, like you said, with the refrigerators, we'd work with other trades to see what we could do to watch those types of things.
So that's really why it's so important to get you in the front end.
Correct.
And when I say front end, folks, if we talk about refrigerators, well, you think refrigerators at the back end, but the refrigerator or something like that, is way at the beginning of it. It's like our HVAC, that's all being designed long before that. But I love the idea of the automated shades too, with the insulated shades. So I've been wanting to get somebody on here for the shades, blinds. Mm-hmm. And I just think that's such a great idea.
Oh yeah. Automated shades are, they're great for security. They're great for energy. And they look awesome.
Yeah, and then energy efficiency too. You get them insulated ones too. So that's great to know. Well, I'm thinking. So I'm back to energy conservation again. So we get to energy loss, and coming up through our attics and things like this. And do we get it? And sometimes we get animals up in our attics, which is quite common actually. Mm-hmm. Do you have I know that sounds crazy, but do you do much like any kind of motion activation or any kind of alerts for, like, say, if I got a squirrel up there, we go, oh, they're dangerous. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything like that? I mean, or does anybody even do anything like that?
I'm sure if that was a concern, we could definitely put something together for that.
I need to hook you up with. That would be a great opportunity. Hook you up with Noel Buckingham. He did our pest control. You guys could maybe work something out together on that.
Sure. Right.
Because that is a problem.
Right.
And especially when it turned cold. And I've got a lot of people calling me. Sometimes it was just the house is moving because it was the temperature difference. Mm-hmm. But it was also the animals coming in, and heaven forbid, I know that, we don't want nobody suffering. We don't want any animals. But we also don't want them, mice and stuff running around in the house in the middle of the night. Do you got things like that could help us, or is that just too much, too far yet?
That's
just get the pistol out and shoot them as they run through the house.
There you go, Troy. There you go. That sounds good.
Excuse me. I worked with some boys down in the Ozarks, but they used blowguns, and they thought that was great fun when the mouse got out. And so I was sitting there with my buddy one time, and the mouse come out of the fireplace and run around, and I thought, well, that's gross. But everybody got excited. They got their blowguns out and started shooting at that mouse. And them Ozark boys, they was killing them mice with them blowguns. So, but the point is most people don't want them mice to get that far in. So we are hearing on TV and advertising about this technology about you plug in this rodent control. What the heck is that about? Is that even real, or is that just somebody? Because I don't even know. Wait, check on that. If you don't, I
can check on that for sure.
Yeah, because I'd like to know, is that a real thing, or is that just somebody selling it? Because that's, that sounds kind of wild.
I don't know.
Now, air quality. Because I know we're running out of time here. But do you have technology out there that can tell me? I know, carbon monoxide detectors, okay, but other types of air quality. Is there monitors that we can use to help us in our home automation to know of the air quality that's in our home or coming out of our vents or something like that?
So we would work with like the HVAC trade for that purpose.
Okay. Well, then, because that is so important, and everybody is so scared of air quality, and the tighter our homes, the more we're actually causing more air pollution.
Right.
So I can't study everything, so that's why I ask you if you knew of stuff happening out there, because I really think that that's a great opportunity for those who are more conscious. Look at all of us in the Midwest. You know, we got a lot of folks got asthma and things like that, and we want to know what's in the air.
I agree.
Tell us how best to get a hold of you, because I know I'm not the only one with crazy questions, and I know that you love the questions because you're a nerd about your business like I am. How do they get a hold of you? How's the best way to get a hold of Matt Walt?
My phone number is 314-833-7900.
Now, one more time, just a tad slower, because like you're me. I'm older, and I had to find that ink pen first.
Yeah, 314-833-7900.
And for your webpage, Beishir's webpage, I guess you got a lot of this same information out there too to kind of at least get us started to ask the questions.
We do, yes. It's www.stlsecurity.com.
Okay. Well, now, is there a good time to call you, a bad time to call you?
Anytime.
Anytime. So I'd call you on Saturday?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. And anytime after 5 o'clock, you're accessible?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of us don't get off work till later, or we could call you on the or we're sitting in traffic. Well, there's not as much traffic, but we're sitting in traffic, and I had that question. So.
Absolutely. Give me a call anytime.
That's great. Now, how else can we find you other than that? You got a Facebook page?
Facebook. We're on Facebook. We're on Google. The whole bit.
All right. Instagram, I guess.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We got our socials. Best way to start is on our website, and then that'll link you to all of our social media. Okay. And so, and folks, not only just residential, but commercial. I know it's a residential show, but a lot of us are, we're actually a lot of our commercial now going inside the home, because we don't have a job to go, we got a job to go to, but we go to it in the other room. Right. So I guess you guys do that kind of work too with the computer automation, and so as that we have more accessibility, more screens. The same thing we got in our office, but now at home. Can you hook us all up with that? We can, absolutely. Yes.
Good deal. Well, because I was just told to do that today. Yeah, That's what I was. I was right before I come into the show. Somebody was telling me, "Well, you just need more screens. You don't need more computers." So I was thinking, well, how do I do that? Well, call Matt Walt of Beishir. Right?
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll make it happen.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate it.
And one more time, how do they reach you? Phone number?
314-833-7900.
All right. And folks, I highly recommend this company. I know, not only do I know Matt, but I know the owner. And they're a top shelf company. You're going to get straight shooting. You're not going to get any BS. Hey, and check us out too. Galloway Building Services. You need any kind of construction inspection or building or commercial building inspection, buying or selling a home, give us a call. My phone number is 636-394-3112. And you can also check us out on our webpage at www.Galloway Building Services, and find out a whole bunch more. Check us out on our YouTube videos. I'm going to also, when I get done with this, I'm going to be pestering Matt, because before the COVID stuff hit, I was trying to get some videos with him. We're going to try to do some videos so as that he can come on to do our building science page and start showing you some hands-on, some videos of what's happening out there. It'll be really a lot of fun. You're going to do that, right?
Sure.
I'd say, okay, we got thousands of witnesses now. Right on. Thank you, folks, for listening to our show. Hey, special thanks, shout out to Joey. He's our producer. Always like to throw a plug in for him. He does such a great job. Even though he didn't ask me to do it, I just got to throw it out there. If you folks ever need anybody to help you with your radio show, podcasting, videos, give Joey a call. Good man. Both of these young men, top-notch folks. I highly recommend them. And for us old people, we really do need the younger folks to teach us. God bless you. Thank you.
Sponsored by Troy Galloway and Galloway Building Services, your top choice for professional home inspections in the St. Louis area. GallowayBuildingServices.com.